Something, something about the waterfalls, and you don't go chasing them or something. With a panther face on the waterfalls, 'cause that's where you gotta go fight somebody. Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and you're dying in there.
You're just having the sleepiest singy intro, and it's just cozy painting time.
I'm a nappy boy today. I need a nap.
Okay. Well, you got to stream.
I will do it after stream.
Yeah.
Then. Or in the middle. Let's just do nap streams.
Stick around. Find out when a nap happens.
Cozy. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, hello, and welcome to Atomic Mass Transmissions Live. See, now I got the thing on. I just turn the voice on and we go. Today we're going to work more on our Warrior Falls, which we started Main Extravaganza. Everybody thought it was cool, and I haven't touched it since then, just to be honest. So we're just going to go right into where we left off. If we can just splice these two together, and it's just 2 hours of nonstop painting. So I think we're going to do some water. We'll do some green. We'll paint the statues black, and then add some tonality to the rocks. See how it looks, and just see where it goes from there. So mini cam it up. Let's do it. I use my lunch hour to take a nap. I have 100% taken a nap at my desk. Not even a lie. Not even a lie.
You were entering your villain era when I came in here. He was just sitting with his head down, his hood up.
I'm so sleepy today.
I was like, Dallas, is it you?
I'm just
Or should I be very afraid?
I'm so sleepy today. I don't know why.
We got that Seattle sleepy time weather going on.
It is Seattle sleepy time weather. Everything is gray and very moist. And it gets, like, during the summer when I come to work, it's daylight. And now when I come to work, it's dark. And we're almost to the point in the year where you go home and it's dark because the daylight hours are so short in the wintertime in Seattle. Because we are way north. We're way more north than people think. And the hours are short.
This is a continuation, like you said, of your incredible stream from Mini Strav, where you started working on this. Can you catch anybody up who didn't know, like, how may not be aware of how this is adjusted from what they get out of the box? Because you've done a lot of work to make this.
Catch them up by giving them a link, suckers.
Sure.
No. This is Warrior Falls from, this is the upcoming dual pack featuring Killmonger and Black Panther, T'Challa. And super excited about this. And my head is in the way, and I know it because I got to see the little statue because I want to paint those black. I think these look really good black. I don't think we want to do anything else black. I might do the sconces real quick. And what we did was we did a lot of pink insulation foam to create this backdrop and make it a full terrain element. A lot of conversations with my partner. My partner's like, I want a whole Wakanda table. And I was like, okay, well, this is what's happening. And then she was like, we need to make that a thing. And I was like, okay, let's make it a thing. So now we made a big fancy backdrop piece for our Wakanda table. For all that wonderful upcoming Wakanda terrain too. And we're gonna let that dry. Let's start some water. So the goal will be when I paint all this and base it, everything will kind of tie together. Also did some pink foam rocks, pink foam and putty. These will be painted the same as this, and these will scatter across the table. And that, I hiccuped. Woo! I got the hiccups. So this will scatter across the table, and what this does is help blend all the elements together. And then by cohesively tying the paint job together as well, it'll make the entire table feel very, very connected. Let's find a dark blue. Deep sea bin. Deep sea bin. Well, we see a continuation of the upcoming Shadow Point of Air that Will was oil painting during Main Extravaganza. I think he finished that, so I couldn't say. Maybe.
Yeah, we'll if that's something y'all want to see. I guess I'll check in with him and see if at least he'll put it on the Facebook group or in the Discord, or let us do that.
Yeah, because I think I remember he said he finished that, but I can't quite remember. So that would be a Schick question. He might be in here. Sometimes he's in here.
To be honest, we really should do that when y'all do finish things that you are working on in here.
I typically do.
Yeah, I know you do. Yeah.
I try to. Sometimes I forget.
Yeah, we'll check in about that. I mean, there's a lot going on, but when you do, maybe we'll post things over in the Discord as well. And if y'all aren't in the Discord, there's a lot of great stuff going on there, both from us and from other folks in the community. So you should check it out.
How many Panther statues will the table have? I'm thinking probably 4 small and 2 large. I gotta have 2 of the large ones. You gotta have 2 of the large ones. This is mandatory. It's just ridiculous to not. Like, what are you even doing with yourself? 1 large Panther statue. Come on now. Bum, 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 bum. Can't sleep. Oh, because it gets so dark here. It gets crazy dark here, crazy early. Like, it'll get dark at like 4 o'clock. A little blue back there. Call that the lagoon, the grotto. I like the word grotto. That's like a bad supervillain name. Lord Grotto.
Festerheart, no release date has been revealed yet for the other Wakanda terrain items, but we did talk about them during Mini-Strav, and you've certainly seen them in the backgrounds of various Wakanda characters and things like that when we've posted. But yeah, no release date yet.
The release day will come, and then you'll be like, oh no. And we'll be like, yep, it's happening. I'm mixing deep sea bin and dark blue together for my first layer of water. I don't care if the lily pads get it. You gotta go back and do all the details later anyway, so.
When you said get it, I was thinking, like, I don't care if they get it. Like, they're going to get it, those lily pads.
Those lily pads will get it. I think my favorite part, I do love the giant panther statues, but the little vibranium hauler is super, super rad. That was like really fun little item we just kind of came up with. We did like a little napkin sketch, just a really bad napkin sketch that had a pretty rough shape, and Evan was like, I showed it to the engineering team, the sculpting team, and I was like, what do you think of this? And everybody's like, oh yeah, that's potential. And Evan was just like, I need this. I have ideas. And he just ran with it and just made it way cooler than the napkin sketch even. Like, there's some of the shape language happening still, but like he took it to the next place and really brought that little vibranium hauler to life. And it's got like little vibranium like canisters that pop out. It's pretty cool. So I really, really, really like that little thing. So much water. My gosh. So much water. I think I need a smaller brush to get a little tighter in now. Because now I'm just smashing paints. I don't want to get on all the rocks that we did. But yeah, if you want to go back, we showed some stuff. Did I post pictures of? I can't remember if I posted pictures of sort of the in progress anywhere.
On the this?
Yeah.
I don't think so. I'll have a look at the MCP Facebook group, but I don't think so.
I'm not sure I did.
I know you shared them with us, like internally.
Yeah, I just can't remember if I posted. They might not be shareable. They were on my desk.
Yeah.
Everybody's like, share them anyways. No. There's secrets on the desk. Who knew a waterfall had so much water? Seattle knew. It's true. Okay, let's get in there. Paint a little water. Oh, a little more of that deep sea bin. That's on those Bin Comet Signature Series paints.
I was curious. I was going to ask about that.
Yeah, that's what that is.
That's awesome.
From Monument Paints. And he named the color Deep Sea Bin. I feel like there's an inside joke there, but I'm not privy to it.
I think we have talked about this, but you may want to tell the people about A, the Path of the Worthy, if you want, and then B, what your fellow judges are going to be creating leading up to that.
Oh, yeah, we talked a little bit. Yeah, Path of the Worthy is our painting competition for Marvel Crisis Protocol. We're going to do it at Adepticon like we did last year. So hopefully people start putting some miniatures together and painting them up to show them off and enter. And last year I did sort of a mock entry just to kind of give inspiration and kind of, work alongside, you out there that are doing it yourselves. Sort of a what would the judge do? And this year our judges are going to be Elizabeth and Ben again. And they are doing mock entries as we speak. So we'll be featuring those in the future.
And they are allowed to post whips as they're going. So if you want to keep up with their progress, you should go find them on the socials and keep up with them.
They're very easy to find.
Yeah.
Blue water rolling down the mountain.
I believe Ben already posted something.
He did, yeah.
Yeah.
He posted like a whip of one of the characters he's doing Immortal Hulk. And I think he's got some pretty cool plans for that. Is my brush just the worst brush? I say that every week.
But yeah, we're really lucky this year because we were able to photograph entries, leading up to last year's Path of the Worthy. We didn't have as much to share with you all, and we're so lucky this year that we have so much more we can show you and therefore, make reference to and speak about and give people a real sense of, what we're asking for in a way that wasn't possible before we'd done one. And so that's certainly something to look forward to on the content train of social media. That you'll have Dallas is doing some looks at all the medaled entries. You'll see the medaled entries come through on our social, starting with bronze all the way up to gold. But we did also start with a little interview we did with Jonathan Ho, who won won the whole ding dang thing last year. And so we were able to sit down with him and talk about sort of his thought process about, planning his entries and working through all of the things we all go through, frustration and feeling stuck or tired. And there's a lot of really good advice for anyone at any level in the transmission we put out. That was an interview with him. So I encourage you guys to read that as well.
How blue should we make this water? If we're using realistic water effects, it's not going to be super cartoony water. So how blue should it be? It's always the question. But that blue's already bringing it together. Depends on the depth. Yeah, it depends on the depth of the pool. So it's the pool itself is going to be pretty dark, I think. But I want to use the realistic water to also create a lot of surface waves. So there'll be a lot of frothy white caps. Because it's, the water's crashing down and splish splash in a boot. So I want to create a bunch of the white caps on the pool, but I do want it to feel a little deep. So I think there's a lot to think about. I'm going to let that dry. Tony, do you have a new number 2? Oh, he's gone. I want these, I forgot, didn't get this one. I want this black to be like onyx. And then, oh man, I forgot my big brushes. Oof. Let's do a little green. Yellow, green, and camo green mixed together. Yes. So the stone is very warm tone. It's very yellow, which is nice. But overall, it's it's kind of one-dimensional. So we need a little something in there to kind of give it some life and some depth and some variety, just to make it more visually interesting. Let's put a little touch of that deep sea bin in there. That was a whole bunch of the glaze and wash medium, the Monument glaze and wash medium. Man, I got some number 5s on my desk, and I totally forgot those.
Do you want me to ask Tony to grab them?
Nah, we'll make it work today. If he's not listening, then it's not worth it, I don't think. Start doing these little vines. Now the fun part is, when this all gets done, we're going to go back and we're going to cover this in hobby vines as well. So, you can purchase from many fine hobby shops, or some local game shops carry them as well. Like little plants, like flocking and stuff, and they got vines. And I want to get some realistic vines added to the sculpted vines, because I think that'll really make the piece unique. And this doesn't have to be perfect at all. It's terrain. It's for the tabletop. I'm not trying to paint it to a high studio level by any means. So just getting some color in there. We'll do some highlights and stuff too. But making sure the intent reads is way important. That little green is bringing it to life. Like an Evanescence song. I think that's a splash I missed. And then you could do like a little wash on all this too to kind of darken, and you go back and highlight it. And then, like I said, we'll get some grass tufts and some vines, some hobby vines. Cover this whole thing with that stuff. Really make it look like an overgrown jungle, hidden away, sacred place. You know, not everybody knows about this. The ritual of fighting for leadership of Wakanda, right? So many little leaves. There's a little sconces, so those we'll get fire on those in a little bit. And because that cave, the mouth of the panther is nice and dark, we'll throw a little cast light in there just to give like a little hint of light back there. But I don't want to overdo it. I don't want to spend a lot of time. Even a little green hit somewhere that's not a plant, it's not a big deal. Your eye just puts it all together, right? Just puts it all together. See, and that's by using some real vines, we'll carry that across this sculpted part and tie it all together. All right, let's put some gray blue. I think gray blue. A touch of black.
Now, when you're adding flocking and various, I guess, plant elements, what are you thinking about when selecting placement for them?
Just the natural location and stuff. Just having fun. Just where does the plant want to live, right? The end of the nose would be kind of a silly spot. But, you know, you can kind of put them anywhere. Usually crevices, nooks, crannies. The top surface of stuff is where plants typically grab onto. So the thing about the natural way plants grow and accentuating that, I need a dark, dark blue. I need a yummy dark blue that's not desaturated. I need Huldra blue. I'm just saying it. I need Huldra blue. Dark purple, no. Dark jade, no. Let's add some jade. See if we can get a yummy blue with a little jade and blue mix. I like mixing jade and blue.
Oh, we have a visitor.
Yeah!
Thanks, Tony.
That's a new bottle. I'm so spoiled.
Tony just went to the store and got you a whole new. No.
Yeah, wrong brushes. No holds or glue. This is how villains are born.
He already had his hood up, guys. I mean, it was already destined.
There's just a little richness to this hold your blue that makes that black stone really nice. One of these little sconces will be black stone. Put a little touch of black in that, I think. I like I heard the hold your blue, but not the brushes. Rich teal blue on black statues just makes you can make it look way more shiny onyx. It's nice. Okay. Start lightening up our water. Where do I want to go with this? Let's put just straight blue into the mix. Let's stick our finger in it a million times too. I'm just going to mash, but I'm not going to cover. Kind of think of water moving out radially. Letting a little bit of that dark come through. And all this will be tidied up as we go. And do some washes and glazes hopefully today. Sometimes I don't match the water exactly, let a little variety happen. It's the indication of water, the notion of water. Making real water real rough, so in motion and alive, and you've trapped it in this moment in time in plastic. Like tears in the rain. Yeah, and the better the brush, like weirdness, there's like little weird shapes, the better the paint job. Are you really painting main shoes? Don't get paint on. Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's true. Really just stabbing the paint on here at this point. I'm liking this blue though. It's like, it's kind of rich. I really want to right at the front, right where it's smashing against those rocks. Because we're really going to add a lot of frothy water to this, I think. White. Let's add, oh, there's sky blue. Let's add sky blue. Stipple all the blue. Yeah, we're like sort of mashing, sort of stipple, sort of mash. My paint sensei taught me the way of the paint mash. So I try to
What is the difference between stippling and mashing?
I think precision, really. Like I'm literally just smashing this paint in here. It's not about dots. It's smash. Stippling is about dots. And I feel like I'm literally just mashing. You can add like a lot of subtle colors in water. Like we'll probably do a little green here and there. I think the studio one has a lot of light blue, and is very, very nice. I want to focus the lighter blue at the points of movement, so where the water's funneling off the falls, not so much back here. That gives it that cresting edge. I'm wrecking all the brushes.
We did have another. I need you to know I stuck up for you when Will was in here about you not using.
I don't use his brushes.
I know the communal brushes were what I was.
They're not communal at all.
Well, listen, I'm but a messenger.
What did he say? I did use them?
No. He said those brushes are communal brushes. I don't understand why he wouldn't use them.
Gross. Gross. I don't like using public bathrooms.
I know, but
like,
I'm just reporting to you what I was told.
Do you have any idea how old I am? I'm old.
I wouldn't.
I'm getting up there. You know how many years it took me to drink after a partner? Just nope.
I can tell that having traveled with you a couple of times for shows, I see where you sit on that spectrum of experience.
I'm a fastidious person. I ain't putting those brushes in my mouth.
Well, that's the secret of the whole deal, for sure. But yeah, no, we did touch on it, and I said, listen, I came to know that Dallas needed me to defend him when he's not here to defend himself, and so I am here on the record As saying Dallas does not use those brushes, you can call them the communal brushes all you wish. But Brushgate continues.
Just no way. I bring my own brushes. I feel like I'm Bob Ross and I'm just doing the little feather with the fan brush here. And I like this like dark spot. That's a fun thing. Is like this little dark spots. Maybe the water's a little thicker there, so not as much light is getting through. Okay, I want to really get this paint off here. And just do a little on the rocks. This little, well, yeah, a little on this rocks, the light blue, to indicate like maybe like some light is casting up on those rocks, reflecting the blue of the water. We'll smooth that out later. I'm just kind of getting a feel for the idea. Yeah, that's good. Feather it out. Feather it out. Feel like we should paint some koi fish in there. Too far? Probably too far.
It's yours. You do as you wish. Now, are you planning on adding any like technical paints or anything to the water, or?
Yeah, I'll be using realistic water effects eventually to fill the pool, but the waterfall, the sculpted water, will be all just hand painted. Just hand painted. Those little tiny waterfalls will have to be painted here in a little bit. I just want to get sort of where we're at on the main water first. Yeah, I like that darkness, but there's still some of that lightness in there. Let's add some white. Right at the base, the frothy parts. Frothy like a latte, speaking of which, I need a drink. Just a plain latte today. Don't worry, Ann. I didn't PSL without you.
I feel like we're making similar choices because I too strayed from my pumpkin spice life today.
Well, I went over and got a crepe. And they got a latte from the crepe place. And it was amazing. And then right where the water is flowing faster and faster and faster and faster.
Yeah, today I'm on that chai latte life.
Ooh.
Now, technically, if I'm being honest, it's a pumpkin chai latte. But it's not a pumpkin spice latte. So, do with that what you will.
Back home, there was a coffee place. The guy was amazing. He always remembered you and remembered what you loved. Fantastic to go there. A little local-owned place. One guy worked there. Donor. It was fantastic. and he made iced chai mocha that would knock your socks off. It was the best thing in the world. Texture. It's a slow process of just building up texture and color.
Lancelot is asking if you've planned out more elements for your Wakanda table or if you're just kind of going to add terrain as you feel it.
So I'm definitely doing 2 of the big panther statues, 4 of the small panther statues. I kind of want to do 2 of the vibranium haulers. I think if my partner has their way, we'll do like 6 of those trees, the trees, in the end. And then the little fountain is pretty cool, so probably do 1 or 2 of those. We did make some rocky outcrops to match this, so I'll be adding rocky outcrops to match this, which we showed last time and here. So those kind of tie it together. And then who knows what else. Like, I think that there's some interesting things that can be done with I think with a little conversion, you could possibly take some elements of the cosmic terrain and make them Wakanda. So I'll probably be looking at maybe doing something like that here and there. Just to add interest, right? I've used those cosmic terrain elements a couple times now, and especially for my Shatterpoint table, I added some of the cosmic elements to that, painted in the same style, so it goes on my table. Played a game with it. My opponent was super excited and happy about that. Thought it was fun. Look at that. That's feeling like water to me.
I am mesmerized by this. This is the most Bob Ross you've been in a long time.
Yeah, I don't get to do this often. It's fun.
I love it. It's a GD delight.
Yeah.
You know, the Angry Can is asking where they can get one of the AMG mugs. We unfortunately don't make those available to folks. But we have heard a lot of stuff said about wanting things with Adam, wanting the mugs during Mini Strav. We were just talking about that in one of our meetings the other day.
The best way to get it is get a job here.
Yeah. That's step 1.
Step 1. So if you want to come show us how to make one-piece Star-Lord heads, get a job and you can get a mug.
That was savage.
We just posted a job recently. We post jobs every now and then.
Yeah, for those seriously wondering when and how jobs get posted, you should always look out on the Asmodee careers site. That is the best way to find a job at Asmodee, any of their studios, and they're usually posted by studio, so you'll know where you're applying to work.
Yeah, keep your eye out. You never know when a position might pop up and you might be the person. If you're not good at something, what do we do when we're not good at something there, Streaker? What do we do if we're not good at something? Come on, kids.
Is it practice, Dad?
Yeah, we practice.
Thanks.
Pick something and stick to it and put your heart and your soul into it. Get good at it. make it a career. Okay, so I wanted dark water, but I'm having so much fun.
I know. I was gonna say
Just-
you just dab, 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 make that waterfall fab.
That's what I'm doing. I'm having so much fun right now. Just splashing on some splish splash water splash. We just keep bringing it up. Different directions, different motions. Like you're just moving your brush in a lot of different ways to create like a lot of variety, and you can just have a lot of fun with this step, right? And then glazing, you can glaze it down and bring it, bring it back in line if you kind of get out of control, Glazes are just very thin paints used to bring colors together or to tint stuff, so don't be afraid to try glazing. Tony knows we talk a lot about when we're reviewing paint jobs, like getting, variety and texture, and I'm going to stipple up the waterfall just a little bit with it. I need more white. Everybody's applying now. Everybody's going looking for jobs. You just never know. You never know when it might happen. Turn your brush also when you're dry brushing or stippling, or you're doing sponging. I got a project I'm going to do real soon that's going to do a lot of sponging. And when you're sponging or dry brushing or stippling, turn your brush, because that will change the randomness pattern. I'm just barely going to tap this brighter white on here. Really want. Just little touches and tings. What do we think? How are we thinking? How are we feeling about this?
I like how icy white it's getting at the top and at the bottom in the splish splash zone.
The splash zone. It's like riding Splash Mountain. So much frothy water.
It's really coming together, I gotta say.
I'm feeling all artsy today. It must be the Seattle melancholy.
It definitely, there are certain projects where when they start to come together, it just feels so satisfying. And I feel like water stuff for me often feels like that.
Boom, baba dee ba da ba. Let's clean that brush. I thought I had a small dry brush in here. I don't know if I'll be able to knock out those smaller waterfalls with the brushes I have. Let's move to something else. What else can we do? Holy cow, I've been painting water for an hour. What's wrong with me? Let's do a little. So ivory. Let's paint these little flames. Ivory. This will be a start to our fire effects. I like to start with ivory, and then you add yellow. It makes yellow cover better. If you start with an ivory, because yellow has such weak pigment. This is the nature of the color yellow. It has nothing to do with paint manufacturers. It's just the color yellow. And so going with ivory helps pull that together very well. Let's use this brush. Beat the devil out of it. A little too much. There we go. A little dry brush. It's terrain. Nobody cares. I would use a smaller dry brush, but I don't have one with me. Okay. Honestly, I have no idea why I put that water on that. That's my noggin. Could you see the scar on it? There's a scar on there. Actually,
On your noggin?
there's a couple. I've lived a life, Ann.
Oh, yeah?
Oh,
A
yeah.
whole life?
A whole life.
Godspeed.
Let's get a little bit of that green going. I'm just going to shove some green in the crevices here and there. We're applying it with one brush, and then we're using the big old damp moppy brush to like kind of wick it up and distill it, thin it out a bit. Now this is just going to give it a little more of that life and variety that we crave to see when we're looking at objects. You know, just the amount of colors in a single color when you look at something real is kind of astounding. You know, we talk a lot about, you know, a white car. If you go look at a white car in a parking lot, it's not white. There's so many colors present in it. So I try to hide a bunch of colors when we're doing big terrain pieces, because it's not about the little details as much as it is about just that overarching variety and depth of life that we want to capture. So just getting a little green in there, it works with the warm tones. And it's going to give us a place when we get all of our flocking and our plant life all over this thing. It's just going to give it more aliveness and reconcile that sort of imagery and depth of realism. Especially near the water, right? That's where all the good stuff grows. All the weird little plants are growing there. We also still have to put all of our Wakanda herb plants. We got Wakanda herb plants. So I need to put those on here still. But I want to do that after we get it all painted. And kind of strategically choose where to put the little Wakandan herb plants. See that little kick of blue right there? Where it looks like the water is really reflecting back on it. Can you see that? Yeah, and then the pop of the purple from the herb is really gonna, because I'll do those a little glowy purple. And that'll really give it that, some nice life. Just more things to look at without overdoing it, right? I don't like overdone, over detailed, over design. I want to keep it simple, but I want variety. The bigger the piece, the more variety. You know, you have this great big wall of yellowy ochre rock, right? It's not very interesting if it's all one tone. So adding in these greens, and then we might add a little blue or purple here and there as we go along. You know, your imagination is the limit here. But you can already see how that green is pulling it together and making it feel real. Yeah. Especially anywhere that got a little out of control in the yellow. You can use that green to kind of pull that back. This is barely putting color on there, but it's reading nice. And the closer we get to the water again. Like I said, I want life to be there, so we're going to put some plants there. I got to get everything painted before we do the plants. Plants are last.
We've come to the end of our time, Dallas.
Oh, is it really? Holy cow, it's 2 o'clock?
It's 2 o'clock.
What have we been doing?
Everything. All the plants, all the water.
Was
all
that even
the chit chat.
Was it even fun?
I had fun. Did you have fun?
I mean, I'm getting to paint, so it's not fair to ask me. Well, hopefully everybody else had fun. I'm going to keep doing green. If we want to do the outro, I'm just going to keep painting.
Sure. You want me to do the outro while you paint?
I can do the outro. You can even put it on this one. I'm just going to keep painting.
Yeah, go for it.
Remember, every Tuesday and Wednesday at 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, you can hang out with us We do Atomic Mass Transmissions live, but of course you already know that because you're here. So as I always say, tell your grandma. She might like to paint some miniatures with us. Who knows? And then for all the latest news, information, and announcements coming from Atomic Mass Games, you should check us out on Twitter and or Instagram. That's where we post all the news. That's where we post the new stuff, the coming ups and the what's going to happen and all that stuff. So be ready for fun stuff like that. So until next week. Wait, next week? Yes, next week. We're back next week. Yep. We'll see you later. Keep painting, have fun, and go be heroes. Bye.